I feel like this has become like a fun annual tradition. Is joined by Coach Yo, head coach of the Ole Miss Lady Rebels, and what another great season, Coach! It feels like you're stacking them up year after year. Congrats.
Yeah, well, we're trying to make this a powerhouse here at Ole Miss, and so we want people to expect us to be in the NCAA tournament every year, and now we are in a position where we could possibly host for the first time in the history of the program. So I'm excited about that.
Heck yeah, you're excited. I know you're pumped. I know what your energy level's like. I can imagine how fired up you are. Because one thing, I know you appreciate this too, just the journey of it all. But, I always want to try to let people know and realize when you came here, I mean, you were taking over. I mean, this program was, on the ground floor. I mean, you had to, I
Yeah,
believe, they won like a couple SEC games before your first
yeah,
year. And now, 2 years ago, making the Sweet 16, got that historic win at Stanford.
yeah,
Last year, I came and saw y'all all second round to an
yeah.
unbelievable Notre Dame team. And then you
Hmm.
follow it up this year, like you said, maybe hosting for the first time.
Yeah.
You feel pretty good about the hosting thing? I know it's close.
Yeah, I never know. This will be our first time in that space, but for sure. I mean, when I first came here, Mintzy, I mean, it was this place. The bones were good, but there the program was in a bad spot. Um, that's just what it is, and it was a bad spot all around. And so there was a lot of work that was put into getting the program to where it is. A lot of people doubted it. A lot of people didn't even understand, what we were doing and why there'd be relevance to women's basketball. And then women's basketball just blows up on the scene and all over the world, all over the country. And now we're carving our place in this whole thing. And so, yeah, 2 years ago, we beat the number one team. But I mean, this year, we have two top 10 wins. We beat LSU. You're a Louisiana. You've
Yeah.
been
Oh no,
down
I
there.
was following
You
that.
know?
I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
That one had to mean so much, going and
Oh, it
getting
meant
to
that. I
beat a
mean, it was
legend
her.
like Kim Mulkey.
Yeah, it was her first loss all season at home. That was a pretty big deal. And like you said, she's a legend. So I have a lot of love and respect and admiration for her. So it was a big deal for me. And then knocking off eight ranked Kentucky at home. And so we're just continually building, man, and trying to let people know that Ole Miss is a brand that is here in women's basketball, and we're serious about carving our place.
Well, you got some studs and Madison Scott, Kennedy, Todd Williams who've
Yeah,
led this team. But the thing when watching this team, man, the players they take your identity, the energy level. They play so hard on defense, and I feel like it's cool. I feel like they take a little bit of your identity in a way.
yeah.
Uh,
Well,
it,
we try. We get out there and we ground it and try to dictate and disrupt, man. And like you said, Madison Scott, she's been here for 5 years. When does that happen in today's time? You know what I'm saying? And so just having her, lead the team and having people like Kennedy Todd Williams, all of our players have made an impact to what we're doing here, and I'm just grateful to be the leader. But we're gonna guard, and we our scoring and our offense has improved this season. We're right where I want us to be right now, honestly.
well, one thing you've done, you do such a good job. I mean, I see all your social media. You're super
Yeah.
active. I mean, we did a TikTok dance together.
Yeah.
That was a little rough a couple years
Classic.
ago. Yeah, but I feel like just watching the brand build of Ole Miss women's basketball. I mean, it's taken off huge, and I know I've been
Yeah.
following the fan support has picked up more and more. I can't even imagine what that would mean to you to get to see a sold out packed pavilion for NCAA tournament games next
Oh
week.
yeah, I mean, it would mean the world to me, and I would assume that is what's going to happen.
Oh yeah.
Baseball has hosted, I think softball is hosted, and Oxford comes out. The only thing that's going to be a little tricky is the game will be during the day, and so we're going to need some people to take off and use miss school and come on out and support us, man, because this is a big deal. And I know that Oxford will support. They've been supporting us all year, like you said, Mintzy. Our crowd attendance has increased. I mean, they've been coming out.
We need the fans are calling for videos of you going to meet with these professors, asking them to let kids out to go to this game.
Deal.
I'm telling you, if you do
I'm gonna tell
videos
our
of like
people we
you,
got to do that.
yeah, if you do videos of you going to like certain professors and being like, hey, I got to ask a favor.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't think about that, but now we're gonna totally put that on the docket.
I mean, I think that would be like so funny,
Yeah,
but a great year. And the thing about this year, I followed it. This team really peaked late. I mean, you mentioned the
yeah,
LSU win, which was
uh-huh,
one of the last weekends of the year, winning
yeah,
at the PMAC, the Kentucky home win, and then played very well in the NCAA tournament. Got a hard fought,
yeah,
or the SEC tournament, got a hard fought winner
yeah,
Mississippi State, and really played incredibly good in that second half. Had a shot against
yeah,
Texas, a 1 seed at the end.
yeah. I mean, here's the thing. That's because of the transfer portal. We got so many new faces that now we have to gradually build. Like we're not gonna be just busting on the scene in the beginning. Although, we inbound the ball versus Southern California. We're a top 5 team in the country right now. You know, and so we have played a tough schedule. We've played a competitive schedule to put us in the position that we're in right now. And so no one cares about what you did in November and December. Right now is what matters, and we're playing our best basketball at this moment.
I want to ask about what the NIL world is doing for because women's basketball, as you said, has blown up. I mean, I saw you
Yeah,
tweeted you were in Midwest at a high school game that was packed the other night.
sold
I mean,
out. Yeah.
I mean, it's like this everywhere. And now that we're in the NIL world, obviously, I do a lot of stuff with Walker Jones, the Grove Collective too. How has that relationship gone to help building the program?
Yeah, I mean, Walker's been great. I mean, obviously now we have the rev share that's coming about. So, our AD Keith Carter is challenged to try to, put all of the sports in the best position as possible. And I think all of our sports deserve that, right? So everybody's out here and competing, but it's not the same. It's grown from the last time we taught Mintzy women's basketball. I mean, you look at commercials, I don't see football players and men's basketball players. I see women's basketball players on these commercials, on these ads. So, I mean, there's definitely a space, and the women's basketball players are taking full advantage of it.
Yeah, I'm glad to see it though. They deserve it,
Yeah, me
and
too. Yeah,
it's so much fun seeing the players get more power and get
yeah,
the NIL deals because they give
yeah,
so
of
much and bring in so much money for the schools.
course.
Like I'm sure you love that too.
Yeah, of course. I mean, this is what the people that came before us has worked for, and I'm just, glad to be a part of it, and hopefully it continues to grow. Mincy, this year will be the first year that we start to receive units. So we're going to receive units because we're going to the NCAA tournament. And if we host, it'll even be more. So, there was this big cry about women's basketball doesn't make any money. And it wasn't because we weren't worth making any money. We weren't given the opportunity to do so. And now we're being given the opportunity. And I'm glad that Ole Miss women's basketball is in the mix and taking full advantage of it.
When you go out on the recruiting trail now, do you feel like you're getting a different response to selling your program that you've had some success and built a brand?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody wants to be a part of winning programs, and we're definitely doing that. And it's not a fluke. This is my fourth 21 season, our fourth NCAA tournament appearance, and now we're getting ready to possibly host. So, I mean, I think people are engaged, and uh, they see the work, they saw the climb, just like you did, So that it is, still has its challenges, but we're able to definitely compete against a higher level caliber of athlete.
I'm curious from your coaching perspective because I know the journey's the thing, but it's like you
Yeah,
built it all the way up. You got to the tourney, you beat Stanford, but being able to sustain the success is actually
yeah,
almost harder than having the 1 or 2 good years. And now this is the fourth year in a row.
yeah, yeah.
How have you been able to do that?
Just by having good people, my support. I know I have had changes with my coaches, but I hadn't had any changes with my support staff. So my chief of staff, my director of ops, my director of player engagement, my athletic trainer, my strength coach, these people have been here with me from the jump, and that is why we've been able to be consistent because they're a very important piece to what we have going on. And then I think with the help of administration, I've been able to increase the level of talent from a coaching standpoint. Keith has supported me along the way, every step of the way, and you're seeing the results because of it.
Yeah, and I want to ask about Keith Carr, the Ole Miss athletic director. Him being a mid '90s Rebel basketball legend, I feel
Yeah,
like the basketball program is kind of like his child because he's such a big Ole Miss
yeah.
basketball guy. You've enjoyed working with him.
Yeah, I mean, Keith's awesome. He's an Ole Miss guy. I think basketball is near and dear to him, but he loves all the sports and supports all the sports, and you can appreciate that about him. What I appreciate is I don't get like a wild text because he doesn't know what's going on. Like he understands the game. If we lose a game, I'm able to talk hoops with him. If we win a game, he understands what just happened. So that has been refreshing for us, for sure.
What's this week like? Because you build up the whole year, then you play the SEC tourney, but then you kind of, I mean, obviously y'all are practicing. It's not a week off. I hear the whistles in the background. But,
Yeah.
like, now you get this break. Is that a good or a bad thing? Because, like, right now y'all are hot.
Yeah, well, I mean, this week, this is our first day back. And so our players are just doing like individual workouts. I think right now, less is more. So tons of rest, just giving them tons of rest, an opportunity to get fresh, to miss it, to get excited about playing again. And then, we find out our faith on Sunday, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll, man.
What's your plan for the selection show? I believe it's Sunday at 6
Yeah,
o'clock.
we're gonna have it at 6 o'clock. The doors open at the Pavilion Club. It'll be right after the men. I think it's cool that the men, in full brand funky. So uh, they're gonna go and do their thing, and so hopefully they go and see them, and then come over to us. Our doors open at 6, and our selection show starts at 7, and we'll find our faith. I'm pumped. At the Pavilion Club, it's free. It's open to everybody.
Yeah, I just the hosting thing. I mean, I know it's one of those things where you can only control so much now. The body
Yeah.
of work's done. The body of work's
Yeah.
great. You got the two
Yeah, I
top
mean,
10 wins.
we got we got the resume. Our strength of schedule is a 3 in the country. Our net is 12. And so, I mean, we another 10 win season. We beat 2 top 10 teams in the country. I mean, a couple ranked wins alongside of that. I mean, we're well on our way. We feel good about it.
You should. Well, you're competing in the top league in the country, SEC women's basketball. I mean, how tough of a meat grinder is that game after
I know.
game?
Night in and night out is the baby WNBA. That's for certain.
Yeah, it's no joke. Well, also, I got you here. Are you going to watch Are you gonna watch Ole Miss Arkansas today at noon?
Of course, of
Yeah.
course, of course. Yeah, I got it on the TV. We'll be primed and ready to go. Our girls have their workout, and then of course I always support our men's. I support all sports, and I'm excited, and hopefully we could take down Arkansas. They're kind of hot right now, so you don't want to play them right now. But I know Coach Beard will have our group ready to go.
Yeah. What do you think about Coach Beard? He's one of the best strategy coaches
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, good guy. I don't get to spend a lot of time with him because we're living in two different worlds and our schedules. When I'm home, he's away. But I'm really happy with what he's doing, and obviously wish him the best of luck.
And last thing I got for you, I know you're a huge Lakers fan. The Luka thing. I mean, how surprised were you by that trade? And I know
Well,
LeBron's a little banged up right now, but it seems like they got it rolling.
yeah, I was cautiously optimistic, but very concerned. As a Laker, we go through those ebbs and flows, man. But I like what he's doing. He seems to be committed and having a chip on his shoulder, and I'm also a Steelers fan. So DK going to the Steelers,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
pumped about that.
Oh yeah, I love DK going to the Steelers. I'm curious.
Yeah.
A lot of rumors there and
Yeah,
Rodgers possibly.
we need a quarterback right now. We get a quarterback, we're gonna be tough to beat.
Heck yeah. Well, Coach, just always, Yola McLean, always great to
For
talk to
sure.
you. Thank you for keeping up with us. Ole Miss
Yeah,
Selection Show, the
love what
Selection
you
Show,
do, Mintzy. For
Sunday
sure.
at
Keep
6,
doing
and
your
can't
thing.
wait to see the Pavilion rocking in Oxford next week. Thank you for your
For
time.
sure. Thank you.
No ceilings, Coach O. Thanks for talking.